Let's dive into something significant today, the master key to life. So, you know how keys can be such a hassle? I always found them to represent dishonesty and make life way more complicated than it needs to be. Growing up, my family didn't have any real locks on our doors. We only had these old skeleton keys that everyone seemed to have a copy of. It's funny, they kept honest people honest, right? I remember working at a church where the building couldn't be locked either. Some people thought it should remain open to everyone at any time, while others were more concerned about security. Fast forward to now, and I can tell you that my kids are all about locking doors. They even lock their cars when they're in the garage. It's a different world today, that's for sure. When I moved to Dublin, I got hit with the reality of locking and unlocking doors regularly. Gone were the days of carefree access. I remember the day I was all set to organize my office, but realized I had left my keys behind an hour and a half away. I stood outside my office, desperate to get in. We tried several keys, but none of them worked. It made me think, wouldn't it be awesome if we just had one master key to open all the doors in life? Many of us go through life trying different keys or experiences, hoping that one of them will unlock the happiness and fulfillment we seek. Ever been there? You try this, you try that, but nothing seems to click. If only you had that master key, wouldn't that be great? When I started at East Point First Baptist Church, someone mentioned a lock that required an M1 key. At first, I thought they were talking about a gun. There's also a funny story about a group called the World Changers who had a mishap at Home Depot when someone took their cart with their materials. Just chaos over a cart. Then there's Bill Yarbrough, who's practically a key aficionado. He handed me a card that had a great quote from Isaiah that says, "He will be the sure foundation for your times," mentioning the fear of the Lord as the key to treasure. He even gave me an old key, which I plan to hang up in my office one day, labeled the master key to life. Honestly, I've wasted so many hours searching for my keys. I finally designated a special spot for them at home and in my office, and it saved me so much hassle. Sometimes I even joke with my friends about how our youth minister, Bill Hughes, had a keychain that played a tune whenever he clapped, making finding keys a bit more fun. So keys aren't just practical, they also hold significant meaning in our culture. We present keys to the city to dignitaries as a symbol of welcome and trust. There's even a book titled Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill that dives into this concept. Throughout my life, I've had enjoyable experiences with keys and access. I once met Bob Maddox, a speechwriter for President Carter, and he helped my family gain access to the White House for a tour. I had to clear a background check, and it's wild to think about how connections open doors, literally and metaphorically. And this brings us to the heart of the gospel. Jesus is our master key to life. Receiving Christ and following his teachings is what truly unlocks fulfillment. You see, it's not just about getting by, it's about thriving and enjoying the most whole life possible. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." He is the ultimate key that opens every door to joy and purpose. In closing, when I reflect on times I felt locked out, like those moments when I was at Echo to Church and couldn't get inside, it emphasizes how people often chase after all sorts of experiences, hoping they'll bring happiness. But really, the door to true fulfillment is found in embracing Christ as our master key. How does that vibe with you?